welcome back to Affirmations today. I want to thank those who are returning and I want to welcome those who are new. Please like, share, and subscribe. It will help my YouTube channel grow. I also want you all to hit the notification bell so you can know when I post, okay? Let's see. Today I normally light my Palo Santo before we get started, but this is dried lemongrass. Let's see how this is going to go, guys. Uh-oh. Okay. Is it able to give us some smoke? Yeah. All right. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope your week has been pleasant. How did work go this week? Did you face any kind of obstacles? And if you did, what is one thing that you're going to do next week to make things go smoother? Okay. Wishing everyone emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental health. Okay. This week has been pretty good. We got us two beautiful cool days this week, guys, where we had some 60-degree nights. It was so nice and cool for a couple of days. But we're back in the hot heat today. But we're thankful for the cool days that we were given, okay? Let's see, we're going to get started. We always start with death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Are you feeding yourself fresh or rotten fruit? Always wanting to mind the self-talk that we're talking to ourselves as well as what we speak and think, okay? Let's see. So for those of you who are new, each week, normally I will do a pull from the self-therapy card deck, again, used for clients who I've worked with that have finished counseling and want to continue to work on counseling goals. So it's something to check out if it's something you're interested in. They are available on Amazon. Let's see. So what we're going to do, we normally have the stones on top of each of the card decks, and we know the routine. I'm going to pull the stones and see which one I randomly get. Let's see what we're going to get today, okay? Let's see, what are we going to get? Okay, so let me do this and just reach down and see what I get. Okay, I got the tiger's eye. This is a raw tiger's eye stone, okay? Again, the most house creations are just amazing. All the different variety of rocks and flowers and species that he's put here on earth, okay? So we're going to pull one from this deck and then I'll come back and pull for the second. That's what I've been doing lately. So we're relationships. We always laugh. Every week we get relationships, guys. Again, understanding that, sometimes I really think the Most High wants us to look at our relationships. They're one of the most important things in our life. So it makes sense that each week we're randomly pulling from the relationships deck. Okay, let's see what we get today. Okay, let's see what we get. Oh, that's a lot to fill out. Can't take that. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to split down the middle and take the one from the left. Let's see what this is. Now, this is so interesting, guys. Check this out. We got this one before. Very interesting. We got it again. If y'all remember this one from a previous video, it says, which family member do I resemble the most? Which qualities, good and bad, do we share? And from a previous video, we had answered this particular question. Very interesting. Let me see if there's anything else to be said about this. When it comes out again, sometimes I think it's something more to be said. Let's see. Which family member do I resemble the most? And which qualities, good and bad, do we share? Yeah, one of the things we did talk about with this is to, even if you do resemble a family member, let's say if you resemble a family member that, there's a term called the black sheep in the family, and people put negative qualities on that person. One of the things we talked about is making sure that you don't accept people's view or people's perception of trying to put those qualities onto you, okay? And so you have to be prepared for that and understand, it's an opportunity to learn. Let's say if someone does say, oh, you look like such and such, and then they say something negative. about the person. And you say, okay, it's interesting. You told me I favor such and such, and then you said that I'm like this. So I'm wondering, do you think, the relatives that you're saying I look like, are they, kind of like the trait that you just put on me? And see what comes up. If you're brave enough, sometimes you're able to talk and find out information about the history. A lot of times there's every family has a history. All families have secrets, and you can find out a lot there. Let's see, good and bad. Sometimes people can actually make you feel negative about having good traits. If it's a person in the family that's considered good, and let's say if it's jealousy in families, sometimes that does exist. I often think about the story of, Joseph in the Bible, that sibling rivalry, jealousy, that's just a part of life. So that does happen. Okay. So it's not a strange concept. But sometimes, let's say if it's someone is jealous of someone in the family, and again, you kind of resemble that person. Sometimes people will even target you and will try to get you to participate in things because it's in a subconscious way they're attacking the person that they're jealous of. And so, and sometimes it may be a parent or a family member, a relative of yours, a sibling, but they're trying to, they want to be able to associate you with a negative quality or be responsible for having you involved in something negative. I know that sounds dark and strange, but that does exist. It's the same thing like with peer pressure. When we have friends and you have some people, it's amazing. They're so hospitable when it comes to doing debauchery. Oh, come on, do this. Oh, we roll out the red carpet for you. But if it's something helpful or something, something that you need help with or something they know that could help you, oh no, they're not going to share that with you. Okay. So it's very interesting that came out again. Okay. Let's see. We did that one. Let's see, can we pick another one? Okay. And you all put in the comments section if you all can relate to any of these things that I'm talking about. Very interesting. Let's see what we're going to get. Ooh, I'm trying to see, what am I going to get? Let me pick this one. Okay. I have the amethyst stone. Okay. This is a beautiful stone too. It's very dark, and what I'm loving and learning is learning a lot of stuff biblically. A lot of the Levite priests had a breastplate, and amethyst was one of the stones that they had in their breastplate. So, very interested in collecting a lot of the stones and having jewelry of that it was of the Levite priest. A lot of times we're excited about diamonds. We're excited about all these things, but there are other stones that the Most High has made. That is just beautiful and natural. So it's something to consider. Let's see. So mental health. Let's see what we got. What we're going to get from this. And it's funny, again, picking some of the cards we've already picked. And I'll figure out if we picked them before, if we're going to move on to another card. So we may do that. But let's see. Okay, so we're going to split down the middle and get this one. Let's see what this says. Okay, so the question is, who are the people in my life that positively impact my mental health? That's a question. Who in your life affects your mental health in a positive way? Okay. And you'll know who they are if when you go around them, you feel calm. And whenever you leave them, or let's say if you come around them and you don't feel calm, but by the time you leave, you feel calm and at peace. And they're not encouraging you to do negative or unhealthy things, okay? The next question is, who has a negative effect on me? These are tough questions. Sometimes the people that we are the most attached to, we most admire and love, sometimes have a negative effect on us. And sometimes we might even lie to ourselves and don't want to admit that someone that we very much are attached to and want to be around them and in their energy have a negative effect on us. But it's very important to be honest about this, okay? Who has a negative effect on you? The next one, who sucks my energy out? Oh, I love this one. You have some people you go around, and even though you love them, you leave drained, or when they come around, you are exhausted. They suck your energy. Okay, and you have some people you come around and they actually give you energy. That's a real thing. Okay, as we all have different spirits and energies. Okay, who doesn't wish me well? This is a tough one. We don't want to, sometimes. Oh, it's true. Sometimes the people that we it's complicated, y'all. When you think about it, this can hurt, having to really honestly think about this. Who does not wish you well? And again, family is a lot of times who we're around the most. So sometimes you have to look there. Is it a parent that doesn't wish you well? Is it a sibling that doesn't wish you well? Is it a best friend that doesn't wish you well? Is it even sometimes you can have a teacher that you really admire, but they is something there. They don't wish you well. That's complicated. I think this who doesn't wish me well is going to make this question very specific, because this is really the people who are closest to you and who are around you, and that's a tough question to ask. Are you brave enough to ask the question and be honest? And then if you understand that they don't wish you well, it doesn't mean you don't love them, but it may mean that you have to limit contact. It may mean that you have to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, and protect yourself. But of course, figure out what are safe ways I can enjoy them, but also know when to not be around them. Okay, it's a balance. The next one: who criticizes me and who puts me down? And what's interesting about this one, a lot of times criticism and put downs are hidden in jokes. Yeah. One of the rules I would have with clients, especially when I was working with children and families, I work with a lot of different groups: women, children, families, sex offenders, juvenile probation, individuals, couples. But one of the things we would talk about, I would have a child that would present, and they said, this child hits me, hitting the parent. And one of the things I always found once I scoop back all the layers is this is a family that does what they call play joking and play wrestling. So one of my rules that I would implement is there's no more play fighting of any sort, because play fights can turn into real fights. And they're always hitting in a joke. It starts off as a joke. Okay, so just understand that when people are criticizing you and putting you down and they're joking, sometimes there's some truth wrapped up in that, okay? And if you're a person who does this, criticizing and putting people down, you have to ask yourself, why is it that I feel the need to rip at this person? And under put downs is anger. Why am I angry? And did this person do anything to me, or did someone else make me feel this way about this person, and so I'm taking this on and projecting it onto the person? Okay, so this is a good question, so something to think about. Okay, let's see, these can get very deep. Let's see, I don't know why I'm wanting to pull another one. Yeah, let's go for another one. This is getting good. Let me just do one more, see what we get. Okay, let me just kind of reach down. Okay, I got the Bumblebee Jasper Stone. Again, another natural stone. Beautiful. Most High's Creations. Bumblebee Jasper. Okay, and that's actions. Let's see what actions we need to work on this week. Okay. Okay. Let's see what actions we need to work on. Okay. Let's see if we can get something to pop out. And I know a lot of the things we talk about can be triggering. And again, I want you all to understand that if you find yourself feeling uncomfortable, sometimes it may mean this is an area that you need to work on. Know that you are safe. Okay, we're going to inhale, exhale. We're safe. We're just talking about these things so we can grow and do better as a people, okay? Okay, I'm going to open and split down the middle. This is a long one. Let me see what they're talking about on this. Okay, this is about action, guys. They're going to want us to do something. When we are sad, we often try to distract ourselves and switch our attention. However, doing this is actually harmful to us. Instead, we should process all our emotions, especially the negative ones, and let ourselves feel. Research shows that people who practice this have a healthier relationship with their emotions. Next time you are sad, try listening to a beautiful, sad song and dive into your emotions. Cry if you need to, or go to a boxing class and let that anger out, okay? Now, this is very interesting, is what they're recommending, because I disagree a little, okay? So technically, this is true. This is one way of doing it. But when we are sad, they say we often try to distract ourselves and we switch our attention. That is an important tool and skill to use. It is a time and place for everything. There is a time when we need to sit with emotions and process it. But once we've processed it, we do need to use this skill of being able to distract ourselves and switch our attention and shift our attention. Because sometimes what will happen, we will constantly have that thought swimming in our head, and we have to silence that. And if we've dealt with the emotions already and we see it constantly coming back up, we can ask ourselves, is there something else that I need to process about this, or do I feel like I've done the work? If I've done the work, then I need to be able to tell myself, you know what, I've already processed my feelings regarding this, and I am going to choose to relax and take a break and shift my attention. So that can be healthy as well. It also says, they talked about the punching, going to work it out. Exercise is great, especially if you're dealing with anger. It is great. But they talked about boxing class. Yeah, that's an outlet. But it's interesting. Research also showed that when they used to have these therapeutic type environments where they would let you go take out your anger and break things. And what they found is when people, when they were angry, when they practiced aggression and angry type behavior, even though it was in a safe space, it actually made them more aggressive. So when you're angry, when you practice kind of exploding behavior, when you're in a crisis situations, a lot of times you will actually go to that type of response. So do be aware that exercise, work it out. But if that's your only go-to when you're angry, just be aware that sometimes when you're practicing those kind of more aggressive outlets, it can increase that behavior in the time of a crisis, okay? Very good, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and get an affirmation card. Okay, we got a lot to think about this week. I'm really hoping that you all are finding this helpful for us to be able to process and kind of look at a lot of things and kind of ask ourselves these questions. Okay, so let's see what we're going to get for our affirmation card. Okay, again, I appreciate you all for joining me and supporting my channel. Again, like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And I hope you all have a great weekend and get some time to regroup and relax, okay? So let's see. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to split in the middle. I'm going to take the one to the left. What does it say? I will stay positive and work on a solution. Okay? So when it's a negative situation or stressful, we're going to stay positive and work on a solution. Yeah, and that requires us sometimes to stay out of our feelings and to kind of focus on the solution. Let's see the question that they have. They say, what would happen if this just wasn't a problem anymore? So you're imagining a big problem that you're dealing with. What would happen if it didn't exist anymore? What would that mean? What is the smartest way I can solve this problem? So sometimes we have to slow it down and say, what's the smartest? Also, you could use the word wisest. What is the wisest way I can solve this problem, right? Yeah, because with every problem, there's a solution. And even if it isn't a perfect solution, it is a way to at least decrease the negative situation based on how you respond to it, okay? So with that, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I want you all to have a great week once again. And I'll end it with our other statement: a fool's mouth is his destruction and his lips are a snare to his soul. Make sure you are feeding yourself fresh fruit, not that rotten fruit. Bye.